going on, everybody? Sean Daniel here with Guitar Control. Today we're learning a classic Coldplay song, acoustic version, Green Eyes, old school Coldplay. Everybody loves this from new live shows, so I thought we'd just kind of go over it. It's really easy. It's only 3 different parts, and in fact the second and third part is pretty much the same part with this little variation. So the whole thing, I'll just play part by part and then we'll get into it and break it down. So make sure you click the link below because we've got the chords to follow along with. I've got a capo on the 2nd fret here, and it's going to sound like this. Part. And then we'll skip to the 3rd part, which is really just like so, again, capo, 2nd fret. You don't have to use a capo to play this. You can play this just in different keys and stuff, but this is the same key as the original. The first part, we're going to start with a G major chord relative to the capo. That's going to go to a D major chord, and then to an A minor chord twice. So, G major, the one that we're going to use is middle finger, 3rd fret, relative to the capo, on the low E string. Pointer finger, 2nd fret on the A string. Make sure you get your ring finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, okay? Sometimes you might want to play it with an open B, but I think it's kind of important to keep your ring finger on the B string for this one, and then optionally, if you want to grab your pinky on the high E string. Doesn't really matter if you have your pinky in there or not. No pinky, pinky. Negligible difference, but the reason we want our ring finger here is because this is going to anchor us to go from here to here, which is kind of quick, all right? So again, when we make the G chord like this, your ring finger just stays down there. Middle finger goes to the bottom, 2nd fret, and then your pointer finger goes to the G string, 2nd fret also. And then A minor, you probably already know this one. Pointer finger 1st fret on the B string, ring finger 2nd fret on the G string, middle finger 2nd fret on the D string. Okay? So, now it's really important that we get the strumming pattern down, and then we kind of put these chords in the right place. So again, the whole passage is going to sound like... Okay, so if we think of this as 4 bars, the first 2 chords each get their own bar, and then A minor gets 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. And now you'll notice the strumming pattern was exactly the same for the first 3 chords, and that's why it's really helpful to count it. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, so on the 1, I'm striking the root note, the lowest note of the chord. 1, 2. All the full numbers are going to be downstrokes. The word and is going to be an upstroke. So down, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, that's going to be 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now, I'm not just going 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. You want to create a little bit of a dynamic. So on the 1, I'm just getting the lowest string, like I said, the root note. On the 2, it's going to be downstroke, but I'm really aiming for like maybe the highest 3 strings, maybe the highest 4 strings, just kind of somewhere in that ballpark where I'm varying it up a little bit. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And, okay, so now the rest of it, we're going to talk about hitting pieces of the string set, okay? 1, 2, and. So the and of 2, I'm getting the highest 3 strings again. The 3 is going to be maybe the lowest 3 strings. And then the and is going to be upstroke on the lowest 3 strings. And then the 4 is going to be a downstroke and an upstroke on the highest 3 strings. So I'm breaking the string set into little pieces, right? And that makes it much more dynamic instead of it's okay? So down, down, up, down, up, down, up, D. Same thing is going to happen with the D major chord. The only difference is now when I try to strike the root note, I'm going for that open D string. Okay? And again, just aim for it. If maybe you hit the A string on accident sometimes, it's not a big deal. We're just aiming for that 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. then we're going to jump to A minor. Same thing. Now the root note is the open A string. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Now since we're on that A minor for 2 bars, that second bar, let's just do something a little bit different. Instead of going 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay, so I don't stop. I always hit the upstroke on the second A minor. First A minor, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and G. D, A minor. Now you'll notice that when I'm leaving one chord to get to the next chord, I leave the string set open on the and of 4, that last count, that last eighth note. 1, 2, and 3, and 4 leave, except for my ring finger because it's planted there. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and I can stay there until the G. Okay, so I'm exaggerating this, but this is the action that is going to help you out. That's why the open string set is going to help you out, which is, again, one of the reasons that capo is really helpful, because you can use these open chords and make those really smooth transitions between chords. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and D, 2, and 3, and 4, and A minor, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and G, D to A minor. So this is the chord progression for the verses. Now, eventually we're going to go to, we can call it a pre-chorus and a chorus, or you can think of it as one bigger part. But the next part is going to start on an A minor to C slash G to G to D. Now you'll notice that the chords are evenly spaced here with a couple bars for each one. All right, so we already know that A minor. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and C. Alright, now a lot of times you'll play a C with your ring finger first on the 3rd fret of the A string, middle finger 2nd fret of the D string, which is the easy transition from A minor because, again, we can anchor one of the fingers, just like we did with the G major to D major chord. We can do the same thing, A minor to C. But we're doing a slash chord. We're doing a C chord, but with a G in the bass note, okay? So you can run from here to here. And the reason we do this is because it maintains a little bit of the extra volume. So here's just a regular C chord, a C with a G in the bass. Again, not super necessary, but something that I like to do in a lot of my playing. A lot of players do the same thing to kind of fill out the sound a little bit more. Since this is a chorus and we're kind of bringing the song up a little bit more, sometimes it helps to bring the chord voicing up in volume too. Alright, so A minor, 2nd bar, to C slash G. So that G chord for the first time, again, 2 bars, to D. Back to A minor. It's the same thing as before. The only thing that you might see different sometimes is when you go from that G to a D, we can use a different type of a G. Just like we used the slash chord with that C, we can use the same thing with the D instead of playing that high D, which the only downside of playing this D major chord, like I did in the first part, is technically we're only aiming for the highest 3 strings. So we're only playing 4 out of potentially 6 strings, and we're leaving out the meatier lower strings. So if we play a chorus D major chord like this, pointer finger, 2nd fret on the low E string, middle finger 2nd fret on the G string, ring finger is right where it's always been, you get a little bit of a bigger sound. Now, conversely, you can also do that with your thumb, right? If you want to be one of those thumb players, you can reach around and grab the F sharp, as it were. You can get the best of both worlds. Something I do, I just like playing, it's more comfortable for me personally just to play an inversion, as it were, slash chord with that F sharp like that, okay? So, A minor, into the C slash chord, G, and then that one. Then the real chorus, as I'm thinking of it, starts the same way, A minor to C, but then it's got this really cool move where it goes G, F, C. So it breaks up the pattern of what you're doing. Everything has been 2 bars in the chorus up until that point. So instead of going A minor 2 bars, C 2 bars, G 2 bars, D 2 bars, it goes A2 bars. There's the second one. Same thing with the C. But now we're gonna add a little more movement on that G chord to an F major chord back to C. Okay? So real quick, let's talk about the F chord, then we'll talk about the transition, and then that'll be the whole song, right? So we can do the bar chord like this. You bar the first fret, then ring finger 3rd fret relative to the capo, pinky 3rd fret on the A and D string respectively, middle finger 2G. Again, bar chords specifically on an acoustic guitar can be tough. That's why I like doing this one right here, where we don't even play the low and high E strings, or you can play the high E string if you want. Make this F major 7 chord. I think it sounds really good, specifically with these C chords that we've been doing. It's kind of like that same type of vibe, that open E ringing out kind of glues stuff together. So it's something that's optional. It's just totally how I play a lot of the songs, to kind of break down the wear and tear of playing bar chords on an acoustic guitar. Not that you can't do it, I believe in you. But it's just basically we're just taking that G, breaking it up into a G and an F, and then going back to C. All right? And then the cool thing about this is when you go from a C to an A minor, and this is true in any song, by the way, whenever you're going from a C to an A minor, super cool move. C, B, A. Just like that. You can even play it as a transition. We're just taking the root note, C, grabbing the 2nd fret on the A string, and then open. Sometimes you'll see this as like a C/B, something like that. All it is a transition. We're walking back to an open A. Okay, so basically that's the entire song. First part, G to D to A minor. For the verse, you might want to even palm mute it to really kind of get a vibe going. Again, when I say palm mute, just take the side of your hand and just chop the bridge, and then just try to keep it there while you're strumming. And then maybe we can open it up a little bit for the first part of the chorus. Again, from A minor to A minor, this is another good point real quick. Since the verse ends on an A minor and the chorus or pre-chorus begins on an A minor, that's where your dynamics really come in to play, because you want to make it sound a little bit different even though it's ending and starting on the same chord. So again, here's the verse, G, D, A minor. Now it'll sound different when I open it up. A minor to C. Maybe I can bring it down a little bit to G, to D. And then when I want to open it up all the way, I can just no mute. And it's really going to have an impact when I bring that F chord, because again, that F chord is something that we're kind of introducing into the key. But anyways, that's the entire song. So make sure you click that link below to get the tab, because the chord chart, because it's really helpful just to get a visual, even if it is just 2nd fret, G, D, A minor, and then for the chorus it's A minor, C, G, D, or A minor, C, G, F, C. Again, whatever is the easiest way for you to remember. Really cool song to learn. And then make sure that you click on the other videos on the Guitar Control channel by myself. Other great instructors, got a million different songs. Anything else you guys want to see, let us know and we will hook you up. Thanks a lot.